Hi, Eileen. I'm so grateful you're joining us from Australia. Feel free to introduce yourself in the comment feed, your name, where you're calling in from, if you're a part of our mystery school, or you could let people know, which curriculum you're working in, or who's your mentor of the moment, Ascended Master mentor of the moment. Yes, we've we've switched up the set as directed by Green Tara and Vajrayogini, who this is a painting of to my left. And I was in deep meditation last night with my Vajrayogini Tanka. For those of you who are new to Tibetan Buddhism, these are hand-painted tankas, which are considered, they are blueprints for your meditation practice. I think that's the easiest way to define a tanka without using more spiritual jargon. They represent motherboards of consciousness, different aspects of our divinity embodied by the dakinis, by what is considered a deity in Buddhism. But for us in the Sophia Code, how we're mentoring with Green Tara is as an ascended master, because as revealed in her chapter 8 of the Sophia Code, Green Tara is an ascended master of the Syrian star system, and she was invited by Sophia God to come be an ascended master, mentoring us in our own ascension journey here on Earth. So for those of you who are new to our call, new to our community, my name is Kaia, and I am the international best-selling author of the Sophia Code. And this is a series, a free ministerial offering that I created in response to the CB outbreak and all the associated agendas that are playing out right now as we are all being asked to isolate and be in a global lockdown. There's a lot unfolding out there. And the Sophia Dragon Tribe, my higher self, Sophia God, asked me to make this free ministerial offering so that we could stay in the light and power of our shared sovereign divinity. The Sophia Code is a declaration of your sovereign divinity. What that means is that this is a sacred text that from cover to cover is declaring that you are created in the image and likeness of God. And God is introduced to us through a divine feminine voice in the Sophia Code. And with that said, the name Sophia also includes the divine masculine. So what's important for everyone to know in this broadcast is that all names of God are welcome here. And we just happen to call God Sophia, and this is a divine feminine Christ codex. So it's a sacred text written from the perspective of the divine feminine that also includes divine masculine teachings. The reason for the great importance for us to have a divine feminine codex of teachings is because so far what we've been given in traditional religions and many, many religions on this planet, or even spiritual lineages on this planet, are teachings that come from a patriarchal or masculine context. And so what the Sophia Code provides for us is a return to the original divine feminine teachings of each of the lineages that are featured in section 2 of the Sophia Code. We are going to the heart of each of these ascended masters, teachers, revelations, and we are also receiving 8 what we call Keycode initiations, divine feminine Christ light initiations that activate your divine genome. And so what the Sophia Code also introduces you is to the concept that there is spiritual technology within your human body that you can activate as you journey through this book, through this sacred text. Not only that, but this book, which isn't really a book, as many of you have come to find out, it's actually a living transmission that happens to exist between 2 covers. This living transmission also is a multidimensional mystery school. So the moment you begin reading this book, the moment from the beginning to end, you are being mentored by this high council and by the 8 revealed Keycode teachers that create a divine feminine Christ motherboard or blueprint for awakening the heart of humanity back to the truth of its sovereign divinity. So there's a very big reason why each of the key codes that were selected to be featured as part of this huge high council. I mean, there's countless ascended masters that are part of this high council, not just from Earth, but from other parts of the universe. But there's a reason why those 8 revealed key codes are featured in section 2 of the Sophia Code. And that is because number one, they all mentored each other throughout their ministries. So they're all connected in their ministries. Mother Mary, I'm wearing the Mother Mary pendant today. She was mentored by Green Tara on the higher planes. She was also mentored by Isis and Hathor. She was a high priestess of Hathor. And Kuan Yin also appeared to Mother Mary and mentored Mother Mary in her lifetime, in her very pivotal lifetime before her ascension. And if you really look deeply into the Sophia Code teachings, you can identify how each of these mentors are intertwined with one another. The Sophia dragons represent, as far as their influence on the earth plane, it's shared in chapter 13, how they have returned to earth again and again during different golden ages to mentor populations in how to reconcile with and take their embodiment of their sovereign divinity to new heights of achievement, new explorations of how to embody the human DNA from the perspective of our divinity. So you can track how they came in during Shambhala, how they influenced these Tibetan Buddhist teachings, how they also influenced Taoism. And Taoism and certain lineages of Buddhism were incredibly influential over what we now know as mystic Christianity. And we all know the impact that that's had on us over the past 2,000 years. Not to mention the Sophia dragons, definitely during Hathor's time, were involved with that golden age civilization. So it's important to understand that this motherboard was selected for a reason by Sophia God, and it's here to assist each of us individually as well as collectively in our embodiment of these very high frequencies. This is the highest frequency we can embody in this lifetime. Sophia Christ consciousness, this crystalline consciousness that is the solution to all viral pandemics, all dark agendas, all enslavement of one species by another, which is what we're seeing here on this planet with humanity. And so to step outside the dualism that could keep us in another, couple centuries of this global and interstellar war, what we are choosing as an international community is to begin the process of activating our divine genome, stepping into that daily practice of learning how to embody our higher selves, opening up our psychic centers, opening up our hearts to the mentorship of these ascended masters who come from a very pure place. They don't need anything from you. They don't want anything from you. They simply want to mentor you into your highest potential, because their highest potential is directly connected to your highest potential. Your highest potential is directly connected to the highest potential of future generations. This is how Ascension works. It's, we're one family of light. These ascended masters are our family. And we are the family of our future ancestors, our future children. And we are their future ancestors and their future guides. As the Sophia Dragon Tribe shares in chapter 3, we are ascended masters and archangels in training. And when you start to consider that that's what's really happening as you journey through this book, and we're talking a lot about that in our Silver and Golden Dragon mentor journeys right now for the Stargate 1 and Stargate 2 curriculum, which our next live class meets tomorrow. If you want to jump into those classes, feel free to reach out to a team angel. Let us know how we can support you. And walking through the temple gates to deepen in these mystery school teachings and trainings in our community. So what's really important to understand is that embodying your higher self, embodying your sovereign divinity is something that happens over time, and it happens through a lot of self-compassion. It's not a magical thinking fix. This isn't a 10-step New Age program. This is the opportunity to discover that this is the lifetime where we identify, oh my gosh, I came here to embody that much light. If I choose to embody that much light and that much of my divinity, I get to continue to be a part of this much grander plan to initiate and help all of humanity ascend beyond this madness. It helps you understand that your daily practice is a part of a much, much bigger plan for all of us to reconcile with our direct relationship with Source, for this entire planet to come back into alignment with God's will to prosper us in all ways. It's going to take a tipping point of enough people on this planet really believing that, body, heart, and mind, and within every cell of their body, for us to be able to affect the millions of lives that we've come here to affect through our consciousness. What happens is when we mentor with the Sophia Dragon Tribe, we mentor with Ascended Master Keycodes such as Green Tara, what happens is the power of our meditation, the power of our daily practice becomes amplified. This lifetime is a, when the Ascended Masters come in like this, which is with such a strong message and such a clear call to action, what that's saying is that this is a lucky lifetime. Meaning that you can accelerate your spiritual growth in this single lifetime far beyond what we've been able to do in many of our other lifetimes. It's one of those opportunities where everything that you consecrate yourself to, everything that you create, everything that you follow through on, everything that you decide that you're going to embody, because so many people are doing that simultaneously, you get to experience what it's like to be a part of an international awakening, a global awakening in a very real and profound way. And that's what we're all really interested in. This is the Sophia Dragon Tribe share with us in chapter 13, in chapter 10, in chapter 5. So many of us are reincarnated masters. And we've shown to ourselves different levels of mastery individually in our parallel lifetimes. But in this lifetime, we want to discover what it's like to live in our highest potential amidst a community of masters, amidst a community of individuals that have committed to live humbly in the totality of their sovereign power. It's a really big deal to be able to co-create reality with other people that are embodying this much of their Christ light. It's the most interesting thing to be a part of and to witness. How does this work to work together as the one body of Christ, Sophia Christ? What does that mean? What can consciousness do when it's unified in its prayer to serve a divine will beyond the immediate gratifications of its free will? This is a question that we got to experience an answer to in our most recent prayer collective call, which you can catch that replay here on my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because and also notice that in the top right corner of the video screen, there should be a little bell that you can click on to receive notifications about when we go live. And our next Heaven on Earth Prayer Collective is going to be live on YouTube. It's going to be a special broadcast that brings together our 20th day of Green Tara along with our prayer collective call all in one broadcast. So I'm really excited about that. And I hope you can join us for that day, because the 20th aspect is the day we actually, it was what inspired this whole series, what we're activating in the 20th aspect. So today this is day 14 of the 21 days of Green Tara. So grateful that we've all arrived. I can feel that we're all gathering and settling in. And that's usually why I offer a little bit of an introduction to the teachings. It's so that we can all get settled into our sacred space and feel connected and ready to dive into the text together, as well as our mala practice. So today's reading will begin will be drawn from page 157 of the Sophia Code, but we're also going to be reading a passage from Green Tar's Revelations that's going to inform our consciousness more about, that's going to set us up with a foundational teaching of how to dive into this 14th aspect of Keycode 3 within you. That reading will happen on page 129, so you can bookmark page 129 and page 157. So for today, we have a very, very powerful aspect that we're activating. I am the one who destroys the demons of the past.